With the 11-year anniversary of Bitcoin coming up, I wanted to take a trip backwards in time and track down some old Bitcoin videos from YouTube. Old is obviously subjective, but what I decided is that I'm going to consider an old Bitcoin video as one that is more than 5 years old. Alright, let's see what we got. I'm not going to talk over it, I'm just going to let this run. Something tells me this will be even more historic in the years ahead.
What are you doing, man? You already know who it is. Mr. iPad Chain here. Made for TV Gecko himself. You already know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen my reality show, Mr. iPad Chain, you can Google it. Mr. iPad Chain reality show or YouTube or whatever you want to do. But anyway, look. This is a serious video, man. This is about Bitcoins. If you've never heard of this shit, get your ass off Facebook, Twitter, Instagram right now and go search that shit. Bitcoins. B-I-T-C-O-I-N. Bitcoin. This is the next big thing for the world. It's already going on right fucking now. I'm glad the internet is here today for us to be able to upload these type of videos and get this out to the public. It's up to you to watch it once you see the title of this video or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I feel it's my duty, since I do upload videos, for me to make a video and let people know what's about to happen. And like I said, I'm glad we can put this out and let our minorities know, let the black people know, let everybody who didn't ever get a chance to become millionaires and get a jump on things. I'm glad this platform is here for us, for me to be able to talk to you. I hope y'all watch this and really listen to what I'm saying, because these people about to get rich on y'all ass, man, and they trying to leave us behind, and it's fucked up. Go fucking buy you some Bitcoins. Bitcoins is digital money. If you're looking at this shit right now, you're looking at it from some type of digital device. Everything is going digital. I felt like an old man counting some dollars and shit the other day. I'm like, what the fuck? The shit is, Walmart started accepting Bitcoins, you're fucked up. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to buy some fucking Bitcoins. You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin, which is $300 some dollars. You can put what you have into a Bitcoin. It's like if you get them half of $375, they're gonna give you half of a Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck what you got. You know what I'm saying? Go put some money into this shit, or you got to miss this fucking boat. And you're gonna sit back, and when Walmart start accepting this shit, you're gonna be fucked up, man. I wish I'd have known about this shit just a year ago. Even a year ago, they was like on like $100 and some just a year ago. And now today, I'm telling you, man, go get you some damn Bitcoins. Don't miss out. If you can watch all this bullshit, booty shaking and fights or whatever you're watching on the internet, you need to watch this shit, listen to it, and please, please, please go get you some fucking Bitcoins. You know what I'm saying? Research this shit, man. They gonna leave you behind.
Legendary video. Legendary. Even more than just telling people to buy Bitcoin, I like that he's telling people to look it up and do research. And I don't want to speak for him, but we definitely need all people of the world to at least read about Bitcoin and get an understanding. We should take advantage of our platform, whatever it is, and spread knowledge when we can. So, big shout out to Mr. iPad Chain. He does videos on a lot of topics and actually still talks Bitcoin. All of these videos I'm showing are linked with their channels in the description, so definitely check out his. This is a quick historical video. The collapse of the Mt. Gox exchange was not a quick incident. There were issues for months where people couldn't get their Bitcoin out. Bits and pieces of information were leaking, and even to this day, in 2019, there is a pending lawsuit with people trying to get their money. The guy running the exchange, Mark Karpeles, did eventually go to jail, but Mt. Gox just overall was a debacle. And it's a cautionary tale people use when they talk about risk in using an exchange. Imagine today if you couldn't log on to Coinbase. So this creditor named Colin flew out to their office in Japan to get some answers.
So Colin, we just want to know, what is it that makes a man fly 12 hours from London on the spur of the moment and then brave Tokyo rush hour and stand in the snow outside the Mt. Gox office?
Well, they haven't answered anybody's support requests. They've seemed to have just taken people's money. They've taken my money.
Right.
I'm kind of pretty annoyed about that. So I thought I'd come here, try and find out what's going on, hopefully speak to the CEO or speak to someone who knows what they're doing.
Have you made any contact so far?
No, I went inside yesterday, asked to speak to him, was given a brush off, filled in a note, left a note there, but I don't expect to get anything back.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's the next step after this?
Just take it, see how it goes. So I'll do this for a while, probably next week as well. See what happens, see what progress is made. I mean, there are a lot of things going on the internet, lots of news about the situation, so it depends on how the situation pans out.
All right.
Okay, I came all the way from London, to try and get my bitcoins from you to find out what's happening.
No problem with bitcoin. You can't do anything right now.
No, you can give people their bitcoins back if you wanted to. If you wanted to, you could give me mine back right now.
No, I can't right now find
You
bitcoin.
can do that. You can do it right now.
Anything for 50% away because you should have more.
That's simply not true, is it? So do you still have the bitcoins? Do you still have everyone's bitcoins? Do you still have everyone's bitcoins? Do you still have everyone's bitcoins?
I'm going to go to this.
Go for it. I'm not touching you. I haven't touched you. So I just have everyone's bitcoins.
When you come in from here,
That was one.
How's that?
Poor guy. Messed up situation. There's no question Bitcoin were stolen out of the exchange, but there still is this debate out there as to whether it was an inside job or just incompetence. In my opinion, I think Mark was in over his head. If you spend a few minutes listening to him speak, it's hard to think he's this criminal mastermind. And really, he seems earnest in all of his apologies. You gotta be careful. This is a video from 2014. The Silk Road had just got shut down, and this guy, I mean, check out his room, the mask, the weapons on the wall. What a just pure example of an early Bitcoin user. It's kind of making light of a pretty serious situation. The Silk Road was an online marketplace that had some illegal stuff for sale. Fill in the blank there. And Bitcoin was the currency it used. Ross had been arrested, the FBI seized a bunch of Bitcoins. What makes this awesome to me is the level of production. It's hilarious how much effort went into this song that only a small number of people would think is funny. The singing is so good that UMG actually claimed copyright on it, thinking it was the original Boyz II Men song. He's not admitting to anything illegal, I'm sure. It's just a joke. Here's a vlogger from 2013 who expresses some frustration.
Decided to turn on the record button while I straighten my hair again. Now, while I do this, I did want to bitch about something. You know, I've already bitched about this to soundly awake, but I'm still not over it yet. Alright, where do I even begin with this story? So, basically, for absolutely no reason, I've always been kind of interested in finance and business but anyway, this was just an interest and hobby of mine. I didn't think too much of this, but I do remember a few years ago reading about something called Bitcoin. Basically an alternative currency that isn't run by any central bank or anything like that. It seemed really smart to make a small investment in it because I knew that there was a lot of economic problems around the world, and I thought, you know, maybe this is something people will turn to as a safe haven. But the process of buying Bitcoin seemed complicated and it was just a passing thing, so you know, I forgot about it. Friggin' last week or something, Bitcoin was in the news and it reminded me of it, and I looked it up, and okay, when I was first reading about Bitcoin and maybe thinking about buying some coins, I remember it was really cheap, like 50-some cents, I think. Then last week, it was at $47. It went from like 50-some cents to $47 in probably, I don't know, 2.5 years. If I would have listened to my gut, I'd have so much money right now. It's just like really annoying me. And then plus, I don't know if you guys heard about this Cyprus thing. Their banks are going to be closed until like next week to prevent runs on their bank, because they're talking about levying people's savings that are in that bank. Though it's really funny because the media isn't calling it levying or stealing, what I actually think it is. Oh no, they're giving it cute names like a haircut. I mean, so anyway, in response to that, Bitcoin is now all like, it's like $70-some now. Listen, I'm reminding everybody, I'm not telling you to go out and buy Bitcoins because once again, I know little to nothing. But what I am saying is that people, myself included, we need to trust our own selves to make our own damn decisions.
I'm not doing this to make fun of anyone or be critical. It's just to give us some perspective. I think there are many other stories out there like this, and most of those people end up deleting the video or the post because they feel stupid, you know, when you look at the market price of today. But you really shouldn't feel stupid. Lots of very smart, technical people who understood Bitcoin and had a lot back then either lost them or sold them at a bad time. If you could tell the future, then of course you could become rich. You could do a lot more than that. But for us humans, all we can do is use the information available to us to make decisions we feel are best at the time. And also, as we'll see in a couple videos, the educational material that existed way back then was not great. This is a video from PorcFest, not pork like the pig, pork like the porcupine. It's a freedom festival in New Hampshire. They take their freedom seriously up in New Hampshire. It's not just riding your motorcycle without a helmet. I mean, but anyway, this guy buying Bitcoin at an ATM. 2012. Wow.
And I don't even have to be here.
2012.
So there are some technical things to get over. We could have gutted the computer and put in more advanced computers, and it could have done a whole lot of cool stuff. But
like tweet a picture every time someone bought something.
Yeah,
we were thinking about that.
We had some really good ideas with what we could do with computers.
We basically wanted to set this up like one of those cameras in the woods where you film deer when they come by. just to observe the wildlife interacting.
$7. So $7 in, I want D2.
Yeah, the one to the back. Like not the first one up, but the second.
There you go. It's a Cassius coin taped to a business.
Roger Ver must have been up there. Cassius, as he said, nowadays sell for insane prices. If you have a loaded Cassius coin, they are going to sell for way more than what's loaded on it. You know, more than double, more than triple, more than quad. Even spent coins are very, very expensive. I checked out their website today. This guy is still selling them for 0.5 and 1 BTC, not loaded. Crazy. Also, not to get too off track, but I wanted to show you this. The company produced a small batch of 1,000 Bitcoin coins. Can you imagine owning this thing? I'm not a coin guy, but this has got to be close to the most expensive coin in the world. Alright, let's keep going. There's a decent number of old mining videos out there within the first few years, before we had ASICs. One modern ASIC miner of today is more powerful than this entire room. But for 2011, this dude was way ahead of his time. A lot of these miner channels deleted their videos, deleted their posts. It's just good security practice. But this is cool to see. Passionate dudes leaning into their hobby, and if you held on to them.
Alright, as promised, here is the follow-up video. You'll notice I took the box fans down. That is not because they aren't effective. They do help by 5 to 10 degrees, but I thought you might want to see what was behind them. I started with regular cases and ended up having to cut the bottoms out of every single one of these things. We added aluminum legs and plywood on the bottom as new bases for the cases. There underneath is my 24 port switch for this 24 rig unit. Each one of these rigs is going to upgrade to 3 cards. There's 2 Radon 5970s, and I'll show you the computer, one of the computers that I've upgraded. This little guy back here, you can't see it very well, but there are 3 Radon 5970s in that puppy. And when I get the whole rig upgraded, all 24 boxes, should run about 48 gigahash. And that is the short story on what this rig consists of. If you got any questions, hit me up on YouTube.
I haven't seen any studies out there. All I've heard is like anecdotes, stories, but many of these OGs did not just hold on for 8 to 9 years. They sell to keep income coming in. In some ways it is stupid to not sell something that has tripled in price. A fish in the hand is worth 2 in the bush, something like that. But if you really understood Bitcoin and were a believer, you were rewarded. Some comments in the video go over the math with the mining difficulty of the time. They say he was getting about 1 Bitcoin an hour, so more than 20 a day. That seems like a lot, but I believe it. Alright, for anyone who is a pain piggy, anyone who likes the pain of seeing these old Bitcoin prices, this is the clip for you. I mean, really, I know I said the opposite earlier, but that's what this whole video is about at the end of the day. Looking at the past and feeling the pain of what could have been. This is the Mt. Gox crash from 2011. The price for one Bitcoin made it to $30 each before starting a decline. And at the start of this video, I think it was at $17.
Good afternoon, everyone. Time for another Bitcoin report. You are watching a crash in real time. We are down to 4.8, 4.6, 4.5, 4.4. I've been watching this since about 17. I've not seen a single uptick in this market. It's going straight down. I would be fascinated to know what news is associated with this. I'm sure we're going to find out. 3.5, 3.3, 3.2, and 3.1. Well, I'm all broken up about my $99. The main thing I'm broken up about is I could have had 33 Bitcoins. So we're going to see how low this thing goes. We're down to 2.2. And it looks like the Mt. Gox feed crashed. We are still crashing. We're at 2. And this has got to be some kind of news about Mt. Gox. Possibly that it's closed down. I don't know. We're getting feed crashes at this point. We're at 1.5. We're at 1.4. 1.3. Looks like we're going to go under $1 here. This has got to be accompanied by some kind of news. I'm going to wait until the market settles down here and go and look for some news. We are down to 1. And we're trying to go under 1. Notice I have not seen a positive tick. Since this began at 17, every single tick has been flat or negative. Now these are green, but the reds are sells, the greens are buys. Here we go. We're at 91 cents. We're at 90 cents. We are going all the way down. This is wild. We are down to 70 cents, 60 cents. This is the flash crash in Bitcoins. We are down to 50 cents a coin. I cannot imagine what news is accompanying to this. We're at 29 cents. We're off the charts. And here we go. We lost the Mt. Gox feed again. We still have not seen one buy. We're down to 12 cents, 11 cents, 10 cents. Wow, this is it. Feed gone again. We are down to 10 cents. We're down to 9 cents, 6 cents. We are going 5 cents. We are down to... Wow. I don't know what this means, people. We are down to 1 cent. There's still no buying. Could the critics have been correct? Has the system been hacked? I don't know. We are flatlining at 1.2 cent a Bitcoin, and they're selling. People are selling 0.03 Bitcoins for less than 1 cent. I'm not really sure how that is. This is going to be the biggest story ever, and I'm just really glad to be.
It's almost hard to comprehend how big of a price swing that was. To this day, it's not clear what really happened, but it certainly wasn't natural. Someone was fiddling around on the exchange, and really it should have been a warning sign. Something was wrong with Mt. Gox.
Hey, this is Ramapithecus here.
This is some odd footage from an old gambling website, Dragon's Tail,
A good place to start would be
where you could use Bitcoin to play games.
You can see I'm standing roughly where you start as a new player, And actually, the first thing
New games with great graphics are cool, but there is this surreal quality to games that look like this. It's hard to replicate this weird feeling. It reminds me when I used to play Second Life. There's a lot of recordings out there from old games, but this has such weight behind it because when you look at the amounts of money that were thrown around, you know, it's just crazy.
So now let's see if we can find some games to play. I'm moving my mouse to the left and the right of the screens to pan around. And I'm gonna run behind the palace here. I'm using my scroll wheel to zoom out as I do so. I'm gonna see if I can get lucky on one of these games that I happen to notice by there. Oh, there's a cameo appearance by Dee, the designer of the game. Standing still, as per usual. Probably coding a devious game right now. And there you hear the screeching monkey in the background. So I have various tiles here I can bet on. Kind of feel lucky about that, so I'll toss 2 coins there.
Cool stuff. This guy has a bunch more videos too, so check that out.
And let's how does that one?
If anyone has something older than this, please share it with me. This is one of the oldest ones I could find. 2010. Pretty crazy. You ready for this?
Bob, what is a Bitcoin? I have been hearing about it and want to know more.
Sure, Alice. It's the state of the art in money. It's a new form of electronic money. It's already become the gold standard of digital currency. You know how email changed old-fashioned mail forever.
Yes.
Well, Bitcoin is changing money forever. Based
Very
on
bizarre.
Some
See, this is what
and some
people
very
were
new
working with
technologies.
back then.
Bitcoin is the result of
unless you were into cryptography, this is the kind of exposure
of a limited quantity
Bitcoin was getting.
Similar to gold and
so
silver,
don't kick yourself in the butt too hard.
And using it as
you know, does this sound like something that is going to change the world?
By the internet,
moral
forming a strong, resilient, and
don't judge a book
network.
by
It's called the crypto.
Lastly, this is a video put up by Roger Ver in 2008. 3 days before the Bitcoin white paper was shared with the public. No real comments on that. That's more just for me. So, thanks for watching. Who knows? 10 years from now, this stuff might be even more legendary. YouTube might not exist in 2030, but you know, if it does, 2019 felt like a very strange time. Thanks for watching.
I just wanna